Welcome back to your number one top for Dune Awakening, and we are only at that point a few hours away from Gamecom for the Shield, and because of that, we are finally getting a whole bunch of new information about Dune Awakening, since lucky enough, they just put out a developer update over on the Steam account, and this update is going into the future of Dune Awakening with its roadmap. So let's go ahead and jump into this and discuss everything you need to know about what's coming to Dune Awakening over the next few months. So like always, I will have the link down in the description below so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. But nonetheless, we begin the article pretty much just talking about normal holiday stuff, dealing with Cheetos. Nothing too dramatic until we actually get to the roadmap itself. Since we did get a breakdown here of what it looked like from now to June of next year. And in the, beginning part of the article, it stated these are going to be coming in parallel as of right now. And that also includes, as you can see, we do have free update and DLC. They will be releasing at the same time if it fits to the schedule they are saying here. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to be getting as far as free updates are concerned, and then we will get into the DLC stuff. So to start off here, coming in September, we are going to be getting the second part of the main story here, and of course, there will also come with a whole bunch of other stuff here, which including something I know a lot of people looking forward to, being able to customize your character, some dynamic encounters here, this seeming to be how you could say between like the sandstorm with the whole cops coming down and attacking you in the second area. It seemed like we're going to get more variable there, which is good because that kind of technically ended outside the sandstorm. Ended once you get up at the second area, but nonetheless, continuing here, social hub contract, so any more quests of what to do, as well as new deep desert layouts, a new archetype armor, a new hairstyles and tattoo, and more. Once again, that will be coming in September. And then for January to March of next year, we are going to be getting Chapter 3 of the story, it seems, as well as a revamp in-game and more. We will see what's going to happen there. And then Chapter 4 in April/June of 2026, with more information to come later. And then when it comes to our DLC, so if you did pick up any of the collector editions for early access, or maybe you have upgraded, or maybe you didn't want to buy the individual. We don't know pricing yet. We will find out, see if they actually talk about that in there. But nonetheless, we do have the 4th DLC coming in September with new vehicle, new contract chains with unique locations, which I am very interested in seeing that, as well as new building pieces, decoration, new armor, new weapon skin, new swatch, and emote, and more here. The vehicle stuff I'm kind of interested in, especially since, as a lot of you probably know, pretty much once you get your L vehicle, your helicopter unlocked, there is not a lot of reason to deal with land-based vehicles outside of maybe a harvesting vehicle, might be for sand or metal. But for the most part, you're pretty much good once you get your helicopter. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to actually do. And if any of them going to play into helping you in the deep desert. Realistically, probably not. But we will go ahead and see what comes of that. Nonetheless, that will be in September. So say DLC-wise, obviously the new quest chain and vehicle is probably the biggest thing here. Without you're someone more in the cosmetic. But nonetheless, moving on into January or March of next year, we're going to be getting some new consumable of the Broken Land or Shadow Plane of the Broken Rock, known for the fearsome Wader. So it looks like we are going to be getting a brand new zone coming in here in January to March. And then, of course, April to June, we will be looking at Water in Life, the Water Triple of family are at war fighting for control of the crops of Arrakis. So look like all big like net probably big story DLC stuff here is obviously going to be here with the Water War. But then again, this is also lining up right after the revamp in-game. So maybe we're not only going to have the land wrap, but also maybe this battle here for whatever this entails. Are we still going to be collecting items to trade NPC, or in that case, just being, liquid? We will have to wait and see. But honestly, Elite for summer of next year seem like that was the big DLC stuff going to be actually hitting, which I'm kind of curious. And they did state that a lot of the stuff is not going to be one-sided for the player who buy the DLC or don't. So we will see how that actually translates into keeping the game even across the board. But we will cross that bridge when we get down next year. And then, of course, we do have a little bit of a breakdown here of some more stuff coming in 2026, which is, of course, pretty much more DLCs and more free updates to come any after the roadmap is completed. But with the roadmap out of the way, let's go ahead and get into some quality of life stuff as I stated here. So to start off here, coming in Chapter 2 of the DLC, we will be getting a handful of stuff. I know a lot of it have been wanting. So to start off here, you are going to be able to rename a vehicle and storage containers as well and placeable. So if you are someone who want to rename your boxes into certain materials or whatever, that is coming as well as the vehicle stuff. But the main thing here of interest to me is going to be able to swap vehicle seats with a hotkey. Right now, you have to open up a menu and select where you want to set down, and that can get a little tedious, especially if you're someone playing solo and you are trying to mine or whatever. So hotkeys are coming, which is great. We needed that from the get-go. I don't know why that wasn't there to begin with, but nonetheless, that is coming, as well as, of course, when it comes to anyone that want to do honor copter, a combat, a rocket launcher will become a lot more better for you when it comes to the actual using them. And of course, all this stuff will be available to test out on the tech client coming soon. No timeline-wise beyond the whole Chapter 2, which once again seemed to be in September. We will see if this stuff comes a little bit before or exactly on the update, but I imagine probably going to be a little bit before, especially for you playing on the tech client. So with quality of life taken care of, let's go ahead and jump into some in-game content here and how they are improving it. And as we know, there have been a handful of changes already taking effect, some better than others. So let's go ahead and jump into one of the bigger things here for all you who are running around in guilds. Is of course more information coming into your log, so you can see what is happening, such as who taking items out from your chests, who using vehicles and whatnot. So to hopefully improve with you actually being able to manage the people around you and how they engage with your bases. Once again, might it be you're just single bait playing with some friends or guild related. So any more information for you on that. And when it comes to your vehicles, if you are someone who ran into bugs and issues of losing your vehicle, or maybe your vehicles have just been destroyed because of sandstorms or whatever, look like they are going to be putting something into play there to help you recover your lost vehicles a lot easier and better for you. So if you are someone who have ran into them issues, hopefully whatever they're going to do with this as far as helping the recovery will make it hopefully easier for you. And when it comes to a car bot pace and your vehicle inventory, we are getting an update for that. So they are going to be adding a brand new equipment, or I get adjusting, because it seemed a little vague for new item and adjusting. Maybe both on this end. Either way, there are going to be some changes coming to your assault chopper as well as your carrier chopper to give you any more cargo, so you won't have to be fighting nearly as bad when it comes to inventory stuff if you're out here in the deep desert of mining or farming up the pace, as well as any other equipment. So it looks like we're going to see some adjustment coming there right along with the brand new equipment. And then when it comes to the instance of dungeons or testing stations and any activity in the deep desert beyond just being in the deep desert, that stuff is going to be changing here, since camping can be an issue depending on what server you're on. People camping out these testing stations to, of course, attack you, or on the other side of that is going into one of these and just being completely empty and already being looted. So as of now, it looks like they are going to, as they stated, going to be adjusting the loot to be more in line with the rest of the game outside the Deep Desert. So does that mean they're going to start respawning every 40 minutes or so? Maybe, because that's what it is or was for the base area. But nonetheless, if you are someone who are having issue in the Deep Desert getting loot because of the camping, because of the items not spawning back in, it looks like that is going to be changing here. And then on that one is something I know a lot of other people have had issue with, not exactly in-game related, but just game related in general, is of course getting notification about your bases, such as when your taxes are due, when your power is running out, your base is disintegrating because, you know, stuff just go away over time. So they are looking into a way to notify you of this information. By this, they did state by going through email. Hopefully there will be some type of, I don't know, some type of like website hub that would be nice, similar to the way like Final Fantasy 14 does it. But nonetheless, for now, they have stated they are looking into at least being able to send you email to notify you whenever you need to hop back in and do something. That way you're not having to worry about trying to keep up with days like I have a problem with, or having to, you know, remember to log in, you know, once every 20 odd day, because I think it's 20 days if I remember right for generator. Let me know in the comments. But nonetheless, they are looking at sending you email to let you know that you need to log in for your stuff to not be destroyed. But them little adjustments is nice and all, but beyond that, what exactly is the long-term outlook here for in-game itself? And of course they end up stating that they will, like, the land wag is in the in-game, but at the same time it's still not as engaging as it could be. So they ended up stating here around chapter 3, around that time we should start seeing any more overlapping from the land wag into the game itself activities, and you can actually start not only doing more activity tied to the land web, but also having it start affecting more stuff coming in here. So it does look like for you who is pretty much bored right now from the grind that is handing over items or doing factoring quests, it look like we are going to be getting some brand new stuff there to hopefully add a lot more to the land web itself, to put any more life into that part of in-game. So we will see. No information exactly what that means beyond more activities and more overlapping, but they did state will be happening around chapter 3. So I guess as we get there, we will probably get more information about what exactly will be coming around that point. But for all you who are right now kind of like so-so about the land wad and wanting that more in-depth in-game grind, it does look like you will be getting that, hopefully, knock on wood, here in the very semi-quote future for the game. But if we don't know like the exact overall detail, we do got a little bit of a heads up on, well, it seemed like they are mainly focusing here with the upgraded land wag. So as they ended up stating that there will be any more ranks coming to the land wag, as well as for like your character, giving your character more rank within your faction, as well as talking to your Baron and Duke to perform special missions and access any new, or I get modified or new vendors as well. And of course, making the quest is less about dumping items into an NPC and more about actual taking on special quests and activities that will be way more engaging than just hoarding a whole bunch of items and then just dumping them at the end of the week. So we at least got that to have some ideas of where we are going with this. So it just sounds like any more quests, any more story content coming into the whole land wag situation. So with that all being talked about, let's go ahead and jump into our next part here, which is more like people/community engagement happening here. They do state in that none of these are finalized by any means, but like proof of concept. And after looking over some of the statement here, such as them discussing the ability of bringing in a faction versus faction map, duels, construction challenges, treasure map, assassination, racing, improve control point capture, scavenger hunts, temporary crafting challenges, and whatnot. Some of you who might be already familiar with some of this stuff, is a lot of stuff that it seems like the community themselves have been doing. The main two listed here at the top of my head, I know I have seen, is like people making a battle arena in a PvP zone so people can watch other people duel, as well as like racing around on dirt bikes and stuff. So it looked like they all looking at the community and what the community is, making and doing themselves, and seeming like they are in talks of bringing that stuff in more officially. Once again, they did state this is not finalized by any means. This is just a proof of concept of a stuff they are wanting to add that will add any more quest type beyond, just delivering items or doing a training station or, attacking a ship. So if you're someone looking for more activity than that, it looked like you might be getting that here at some point. And hopefully some of the stuff that make it into the game, because a lot of the stuff that the community have always made it kind of neat, and would like to see it more in official means. And to wrap all this up is, of course, some little more information about the Deep Desert that I guess we kind of just talked about a little bit ago, but being verified in this article they posted, which is, of course, when it comes to the future of the Deep Desert long term, they do want to move it back to being what it originally was, being more of a sandbox area. Didn't bluntly state PvP or not, but they did state wanting to return back to it, as well as wanting to add more a location that will add to like ground combat itself, which maybe this is coming into the vehicles that will be coming in the future. As well as making the chopper not like the default of vehicle, especially once you get in the Deep Desert. So it does look like we are going to have more safe area to do more PvP battle stuff with vehicles coming up. So that is great to add a little bit more beyond just people pinning people down with chopper or shooting them with missile, because we obviously need a little bit more depth there than we already have, at least in the Deep Desert. So it does look like that will be coming, and for all you who do miss the more heavy PvP side of the Deep Desert that ended up getting nerfed, they are saying a hope for this year is to get that trampled back to what it was. So if you are someone who don't want to take part in PvP, since they did state they want to go through in the latter half of this year, probably need to get out there and get your item farmed. Yeah. But nonetheless, I get that kind of exciting for you who want more PvP stuff, and I am kind of excited to just see more vehicle stuff in general. So, look like my worry from earlier might be getting rectified by the end of the year. But nonetheless, that is everything coming from the roadmap right now. Article link below so you can read over it, because it is a lot. And hopefully they can nail the landing on a lot of this stuff coming this year into the next year as well. And the future will seem pretty bright for Dune Awakening. So we just gotta see if they can nail it. That is gonna be the main thing. Everything sounds nice and dandy, but we will see when the time comes. But nonetheless, if you haven't already, make sure you hop onto the test server, since realistically this stuff will probably drop weeks in advance over there. And of course, I will update you guys as this stuff is coming out and as we get more and more information. But for now, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me for today. So like always, make sure to do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells below. Let me know below how you feeling about this update coming, or that roadmap I should say. And of course, if you want to become like all the wonderful folk, come on over twitch.tv/TroyMaconn, hit that subscribe button, hit up Patreon, and of course you can also get your name here by hitting that wonderful join button here on YouTube. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and do it for me, and I will see you in the comments.